Do you think that you can sell a jury that they are giving consent to search their home under their free will?
No, I don't think so.
So this is why the guy keeps saying search warrant, search warrant, search warrant. They can get this old man's permission. There's no two ways about it. And I could finesse this guy into letting me in there. I can finesse him into signing the consent to search, which is, I think, ultimately what he did. But this is why, the search warrant is always the safest way to go. It protects his Fourth Amendment right, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it also protects our procedure, our recovery, and it shows that we're on the up and up. Like, we took this information to a judge.
And meanwhile, the scene has remained completely unchanged. There's nothing here that's dynamic, nothing that's emergent. The police are not going to leave the scene. I've even had it before where there's an emergency like a fire, and there's also some suspicious criminal act going on, and the fire department can also maintain custody until they're sure that the structure is no longer a danger. Then they can turn it over to the police department.
Right.
There are ways of doing that as well.
They've involved code enforcement here where I work, where I used to work. Fire will turn it over to code enforcement to make sure that it's structurally sound before the investigators can go in. It's an all out effort. But the whole point was like, look, sometimes there is a reason to get a search warrant. It's safer and it's more on the up and up. And by the way, it's easier to suppress somebody's consent and claim that they never gave you consent than it is a judge's order that says you can go in there and search and recover evidence.
Yeah, that shows that you've done your due diligence, that you've talked about everything that happened. Like Drew said, you had everyone in your command staff on board. You had the state's attorneys on board, and ultimately a fair and impartial judge agreed that you had probable cause to go inside a private residence and make searches and seizures. That's stuff that's going to be very, very hard for a defense attorney to throw out later because you went through the process. This guy, Bill Brock, he even said to the deputy, he says, "I'm sure glad you're here based off of everything that happened." So there's no adversarial relationship. He might feel comfortable with that. We talked about this in the chats last week about how you can get his consent to go in there, or if you have some other reason to seize the firearm, but they don't. They have everything. They can just relax, stand pat, take that moment to breathe, and do everything by the book. So much about law enforcement is not only enforcing the law, but it's also protecting their rights. So although they're protecting their case at the same time, they're also protecting Mr. Brock's rights, even from himself.
Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed that clip. And if you did, leave us a comment. And if you didn't, leave us 2 comments. Either way, you can go to our YouTube page at the Comm Center and see the full video. I hope you go there. I hope you become a member. If you want to follow along with everything we do, go to our website, which is thecommcenter.com.